at one point in time, it was discussed that this person could come either as an intern or a direct hire. The discussion that we had at this meeting was basically due to some of the things that have developed within the city and the fact that this person may also be able to help with hiring and some HR duties. It would be best served if we just went as a direct hire. Chief Sluter had the position description already. We had talked about it previously that it would go either way. And so he just wanted to make sure that we were okay if he went straight to the direct hire instead of going through BGSU and doing an internship. Because ultimately the hiring process, you do have a probationary period, and if there's something that is not working out during that period, you can still look to replace the position. So he just brought that forward so that he could fill us in, and nobody had any concerns. So there really aren't any, there's no recommendation. It was just kind of an update. So that was it.
Okay. And no movement on tonight's personnel meeting, wait till it's
Yeah.
okay. Great. And buildings and ground.
Building and Grounds met last Thursday morning for our council of whole meeting to discuss smoking in the public parks. Our law director, Tom Quatters, had submitted a memo to us. Basically, he's got four things listed as what we could do with this. One other one would be to do absolutely nothing and allow smoking. The other one would be completely banning smoking from all parks. Second one would be banning smoking completely from parks except in parking lots, and then 3 and 4 were 25 to 50 feet from designated areas or from ball fields, playgrounds, etc. After some discussion, we had suggested or recommended that the parks ban smoking completely from parks except in parking lots only, and to erect signs at the parking lot areas. So we have a recommendation for smoking,
Alright.
not smoking any place except for the parking.
All right, sounds good. Let's, we need a motion to accept the committee's recommendations.
I'll move that we accept the recommendation.
I'll second it.
Motion moved by Counselor Shamp and second by Counselor Sturts. Is there any more discussion? Counselor Shamp?
Yes.
Counselor Sturts?
Yes.
Counselor Frye?
Yes.
Counselor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Coats?
Yes.
Council President Sturts?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Thank you, committees. You guys did a lot of action on this and good stuff. And this Buildings and Ground Committee, that was a lot of work. Thank you for that, too. We'll see how it goes and see on that. Let's move on to department head reports. Chief Sluter?
Okay, a couple things. We got the 15th is the EMS Executive Committee meeting. I believe our representative, Councilor Shamp, should be present for that.
Should be?
Should be scheduled.
Next one, a week from now.
I believe so.
Yep.
So that's scheduled. That'll be our annual discussion on the EMS contracts.
The annual discussion.
That's
Going
our,
around
that's just
already.
our
Wow.
update on that, and so hopefully
Can't
nothing
believe it.
surprising at that opportune time.
Okay.
And also this month on the 18th is our open house. We're having an open house and a breakfast. I got information here. I'll get it emailed out to everybody on our 100th anniversary on the delivery of the Seagrave pumper truck. So that turns 100 years old this month. We're gonna use it, put it back in service that week. That'll be our primary response vehicle for the week. So that and Blaze the fire dog will be the main attraction. So don't let anything catch fire the week of the 18th. So the pancake breakfast is scheduled for March 18th, and we'll have an open house for that morning on Saturday. So that's all I am from anything I have for today.
Thank you, Chief. Chief Jordan?
A couple of things. Many of you may have seen
Cal will be running around the building. He is upgrading the camera system within our building. And that should be getting completed this week. I know it's hard to believe, but it's time for Safety City enrollment is just around the corner. The kindergarten registration, they've already had round 1 in February, and the second round is coming up March 24th. So it's open to any child entering kindergarten. Preferred Wauseon School District, but we also accept from Pettisville. We accept from anywhere in the county. Also, we have applied for a grant from Norfolk and Southern to partially fund part of Safety City. We've asked for $2,000, and it normally takes about $5,000 for Safety City. Last several years, we've been able to do Safety City with no city money. It's all been through donations and registration fees. And we have not raised the registration since I've been chief. Lastly, Drug Take Back Day will be April 29th from 10 to 2. In several places throughout the county, we're getting those finalized now. But if you have unwanted, unneeded prescriptions, we will take them at the police department, just put them in a Ziploc bag and bring them up, and we will dispose of them. We hold them in our dispatch area until the 29th when they get disposed of by DEA.
Is this countywide, you said, or just?
Yes, countywide.
Okay.
All the agencies will be working together. I don't have a list of all the locations, but the Healthy Choices Caring Communities Coalition will be putting out advertisements on that as they assist with that publicity. I think that's it.
Are we the only city that does the Safety City for the kindergarten program?
There's other places, I'm not sure if other villages, I think Dull and Archibald do
I think
it.
Evergreen just did one too last year.
I know Metamora does,
Metamora.
because we've taken the fire
Have
safety
you?
trailer there, yeah.
So there are other towns, great, good. That's nice to know that other Fulton County cities and townships are doing it. Okay, thank you. Dennis?
Lots of work on the year-end report and lots of work from my superintendents. Thank them. Progress on moving the recreation office out to Biddle Park. Public Works guys have been out there making preparations to the storage portions of the barn, and we've got our state building permits back for the office itself. So they've started excavation and utility hookups and stuff like that to get ready to make the foundations for that. The Phase 2 study for the Bridge Petroleum site on West Chestnut Street is complete. Working with the folks at SCEDC to see where we go from there. Invoice has been paid to the consultant, and we can apply then for our reimbursement from Jobs Ohio, so that'll be coming our way. Progress on the pool situation. The folks at Duquette Architects have submitted a draft contract for Astro Pools, currently under review by the law director and myself. And they have proposed bid dates for the bathhouse portion of the project. Really not able to finalize that portion of it until we get through the pool contract, because dates are going to coincide. I want to make sure that it's advertised long enough to encourage bidders to put in for it. So, that's all for this evening.
You were stating that everything's coming back for soon for the pour out there at Biddle for the moving of the trail?
Yes.
Okay. No calling for snow this week. All this warm weather, of course, we want to move a trailer next time.
Well, it's not ready to be moved by any means. There's steps we've got to go through with the state building department or Wood County to come and inspect the various phases
Okay.
of things, so. But yes, we are all lined up with an outfit to come and move the trailers, set it, do the hurricane strapping and all that
Right.
kind of stuff, so.
All right.
Making progress.
Jamie?
I provided the income tax revenue as of February 28th. Not as good as we were at the end of January when we were up 25%, but we're still up 8, so that's good.
That's good.
Also, I just got my first wellness committee meeting scheduled, so that'll be ramping up here soon. We'll have our first meeting in 2 weeks on the 4th. No, next week on the 14th.
Oh, next week is gonna be busy.
Yes.
Great. Good. Anything else?
That's it.
Any questions for the department heads over here? Okay, Tom?
I would use my time to call your attention to Resolution 2017-10, which is a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with Wood County for services for enforcement of our residential building code. We anticipate proceeding what hopefully will be sort of a two-phase process. The first would be this one here, where we would simply contract with Wood County to provide the inspection services for the residential building part of the code. The contract would be something that we could terminate within 30 days, so there's a lot of flexibility if the relationship wasn't proceeding in the way that we would like to see it proceed, but we're optimistic that it will. We had spoke just last week with Mr. Rudy from the Wood County Building Department, Inspection Department, and I think they're excited about the opportunity to work with us on the residential side. The second phase, which isn't really guaranteed by entering into the contract if council approves the resolution, but would be, the idea is to hopefully within the next 60 days or so to have someone from Wood County who would have a presence in the city, maybe a couple days a week in the morning to be able to meet with folks if they have questions, accept applications for applications for building and remodeling and whatnot. And they'd also have the opportunity to assist folks on the commercial side too, so that would be an added benefit of being able to address both of those sides, yeah. And then this will be a matter of negotiation with Wood County in terms of probably an additional hourly rate, but we'll keep council apprised of that as it develops. But this is the first phase, which would be to have the Wood County serve as our inspection folks, and that will satisfy our requirement with the state of having someone that has all the necessary licenses and certifications to do that work.
So how many times a week are they gonna be in the office, or how many hours a week will they be available?
Well, that will be, we're still discussing that, and I guess we'll see how that plays out. I think the idea would be maybe a morning, twice a week.
So that's not in the contract?
It is
Sign
not.
a contract and then
That's
work
correct.
that out? Oh.
Yeah. And the reason for that is that they're ramping up their staffing situation, and I think we're waiting for that to sort of come to fruition and see how that plays out. Right now, Mr. Zimmerman, Tom Zimmerman from Napoleon, has been doing our inspection work as pursuant to our contract with Napoleon, where Tom Hall serves as a backup to Napoleon and Mr. Zimmerman serves as a backup for us. And so once we enter into this contract, then he would not be at that point involved with the inspection process.
Now, going through them, if somebody wants a permit for something, is that gonna make the process longer to be able to get a permit, like they want to put a fence up or?
No, it should not. They'll still need to get a zoning permit from the city, and then we should have the permit applications here for the other work. And also, a lot of the stuff is online and can be done online for those folks who are, sort of the construction folks who are tech savvy. They can do it probably easier online if they choose to do that. But The idea would be still to have the stuff here so they can come up to the city and get those forms that they would need.
The biggest thing about having them up here on, questions. Or on site, can you come and look and, variances and things like that.
And I guess I should say, the fees will be those fees that are customarily charged by Wood County for inspections, and those are on their website and available for review if folks have questions about them.
We can put on ours too.
And we'll also make that information available here. And I'm assuming we'll have sometime out of the gate here, we'll try to set up a meeting with contractors and whatnot to let them know of the circumstances
And
and
Trudy
how
knows
everything's
all
gonna
that
work.
information. When they come to the window, she knows all that information already for the residentials. And she can get that to them, and when they ask, she will send that, it gets sent over to Wood County, and if they have any questions, she can answer quite a few of that, but it'll get sent to them immediately. And she can do that.
Okay, that's,
Any questions
My
about
time.
that anymore?
Dennis, those fees comparable, Wood County fees comparable to what our fees were?
I can't quote those to
Okay.
you, they are higher than ours.
Okay.
Not insurmountably higher,
Okay.
but they are higher. And there won't be any out-of-pocket expense for the city. The people getting the permit will pay the fare for the service.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Alrighty. Let's move on to legislation. First reading of legislation. Resolution 2017-10, authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with the Wood County Commissioners for enforcement of the Ohio Residential Building Code and declaring an emergency.
Make a motion that we suspend the rules and declare an emergency on resolution 2017-10.
I'll second it.
Motion moved by Counselor Chamberlain and second by Counselor Sturts. Is there any discussion? Counselor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Sturts?
Yes.
Counselor Frye?
Yes.
Counselor Shamp?
Yes.
Counselor Coast?
Yes.
Council President Sturts?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Final passage.
Second.
Motion moved by Counselor Shamp and second by Counselor Frye. Counselor Shamp?
Yes.
Counselor Frye?
Yes.
Counselor Sturts?
Yes.
Counselor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Coast?
Yes.
Council President Sturts?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, resolution 2017-10 passes on emergency and is now in effect.
Thank you. Second reading of legislation, resolution 2017-08, authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with the Fulton County Commissioners for sanitary sewer services.
Second reading.
Second?
Motion moved by Council President Sturts and second by Councilor Chamberlain. Is there any discussion? Council President Sturts?
Yes.
Councilor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Councilor Coast?
Yes.
Councilor Shamp?
Yes.
Councilor Sturts?
Yes.
Councilor Frye?
Yeah.
5 yeas, 1 nay, resolution 2017-08 passes on second reading.
Nothing under third reading. Do we have anything under new business from council? Mayor's annual report, did everyone receive that from Trudy? Any questions on that? I'd like to thank all the department heads. You guys did an amazing job, again, with all your stats and information, getting that in. And I only asked once, I think, so great job, thank you. I have an amazing staff, so good job. New year will get theirs, I'm sure. And I'm always amazed at how much the fire and police do in an annual year in finance too. So, thank you very much. And you too, Dennis.
Essential.
You are essential. That is true. That is true. There's one thing I did want to go back, and I'm just going to set it straight on the, it hit me after we moved down on the contract. The one thing I wanted to reassure council on when we do work with Wood County is everything that they do with the commercial, they will be sending us a copy to our office. So if something happens and they do something with like a building that's gonna be happening, they did state that everything will come back to Trudy so that we have that on file for us to write, immediately. So if somebody says they're gonna build something commercial-wise, and that is gonna come right back to Trudy, so we will have that. We will know what's going on within our city. So when a permit comes, something's gonna be built and what's happening, we will know immediately too. So
Won't have to read the newspaper.
we won't be reading about it in the newspaper, and that's a nice thing, residential and commercial, so that's nice. Okay, we need a motion to pay the bill.
So moved.
Second.
Motion moved by Counselor Shamp and second by Counselor Coast. Counselor Shamp?
Yes.
Counselor Coast?
Yes.
Council President Sturts?
Yes.
Counselor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Sturts?
Yes.
Counselor Fry?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Okay, can we have a motion for adjournment, please?
So moved.
Second.
Motion moved by Council President Sturts and second by Counselor Coast for adjournment. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.